And today we will begin our adventure right here at the Carolina Beach Lake on a very cool and crisp morning. This is probably one of the cooler mornings that I have experienced so far this fall. It's about 52 degrees this morning. And I know our friends up in the Northeast are chuckling as I say that. But all in all, it is kind of cool for me. Actually wearing a hoodie today. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitch Hiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. If you have a coffee for the vlog today, cheers. This may or may not be my last pumpkin spice latte of the season. I don't know if they offer this after Halloween, or does it extend through like Thanksgiving or not. Not really sure, but we're going to get into some stuff. We got some news to talk about today. We got a festival coming in town. We're going to talk about a few other things. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started. So I was talking about a festival that is coming, and it is this one, the Cape Fear Kite Festival. Ooh, that wind's kind of chilly. But yeah, that's showing up real soon. It is going to be here November 8th and 9th. That's the meet. That's the main event, as it says up there. It is really cool. Professional kite flyers, colorful kites in flight. They got music, craft vendors, food trucks, beer and wine, and fun for kids. And then if you come here on November 7th, on Friday evening, I think this is one of my favorite parts right here. The Carolina Beach Boardwalk, right? That is where they have the LED glow displays. So the kites will have like LED lights on them. They will be glowing. It is awesome. It is so cool. It is definitely worth it. And that will be taking place from 7 to 9 p.m. And not to jump ahead of myself too much. That got me excited just remembering how cool that was. But also on Friday during the day, if you're around, I know a lot of us work during the day on Fridays, but from noon to 2, you can go to the Kure Beach Pier and watch some of the kites fly down there. So really cool event. I don't know if I'm going to be in town for this event. I have covered this event several times. I will put a link down in the description below to one of my past videos if you want to kind of see what it looks like and see if you'd be interested. But I definitely recommend it. I think it's really awesome. Ooh-wee. So I'm making my way ever so much closer over here to the boardwalk. It is getting a little bit more breezier as we enter this area. Quite a bit of a sea breeze this morning, but nonetheless very, very beautiful. And look at that sunshine up there. Wow. I think the temperature is going to get up around 70 today. That's about the high. That's about all we're going to see. And that is pretty cool compared to what we've been enduring throughout the 1st of October and September, and you know, further back in the summer it was just stifling hot. But one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit while we make our way over here is we lost a very beloved owner to one of our businesses. And the business is right down here. It's kind of sad. The owner of Britt's Donuts recently passed away. Okay, I made my way over here to the back side of Britt's Donut Shop. This is a side of the donut shop you probably normally do not see if you're here in town. But this donut shop was opened by Homer and Evelyn Britt in 1939. And their goal was simple: to make fresh, hot, melt-in-your-mouth donuts using a secret family recipe. And there was a young man that worked at this donut shop for many years and saved up enough money. And by the time, I think about the early 1970s come around, this guy by the name of Bobby Nivens ended up purchasing Britt's Donut Shop. And Bobby has been the owner ever since. Him and his wife has taken care of this old building, and they really grew it into something very special that so many vacationers and locals alike enjoy coming here at least a few times over the summer and enjoy a hot Britt donut. And unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, he passed away. And just in case you did not know, I wanted to kind of just take a moment to come by here and just pay my respects. I did not know Bobby. I met him a handful of times over the years in passing. He was always very polite, very nice. And, you know, just wanted to just come by here. I just felt like I needed to. As you can see, some people have been come by here and leaving some flowers and stuff right here at the front of Britt's Donut Shop. You know, I couldn't imagine, you know, what a loss this is for the family. You know, anytime you lose a loved one, it's definitely really, really tough. And right there, that says, "We love you, Bobby." So he definitely put a lot of smiles on people's faces throughout his life. And I think that's something to really be proud of, that you was able to make so many people happy with your delicious donuts, that you kept going for many, many years. And I think from what I've read, they're going to keep the donut shop open. Everything's going to keep going forward, so you don't have to worry about not having a good Britt's donut. And boy, I'm going to tell you something right now. They have been working hard on the new bathrooms down here at the Boardwalk. They are finally going vertical. Look at all the work that has been done just in the last couple of weeks. I mean, they have some flooring. I mean, they are really hard at it. This is exciting. I have been waiting for this moment to see this thing go vertical. And they are finally making it happen. I know a lot of people are going to enjoy having this, you know, a much larger bathroom, because for years, you know, when you come down here to the beach, the Boardwalk area here at Carolina Beach, man, we had the smallest bathrooms, but had all these people. You know, the popularity has really exploded here in the area over the last 10 years. And I think that a lot of growth happened after 2020 because everybody had to stay home. So people would just come to the beach. You know, I remember those days, man. It was quite a lot of people showing up to the beach. And it's not really ever slowed down after that. So looks like we're going to have a very beautiful day. You know what? It's so weird. It was very breezy out there, but out here on the sand dunes where I'm standing, I'm not standing on the sand dunes. Let's just get that correct. I do not want a ticket. That is against the law, but it's not too bad. You know, you can kind of see the movement of the greenery here. You know, it's a little breezy, but it's not as windy as I was imagining it. A lot of times if you feel breeze, you know, back here in this area, by the time you get up here, it's like super breezy. It's just downright windy, to be honest with you, but very nice. There's a few people out there walking their dogs and taking it in. There are even a few umbrellas right there. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that at this time of morning, but nonetheless, good for them. Okay, so some of you guys who's been watching my videos for a while, you may or may not notice that every once in a while, I'll wear a shirt that says Kiss on it, which is my favorite rock band. Right here is Ace Frehley in the middle of the picture here. He's the lead guitarist. He's one of the founding members of my favorite rock band, Kiss. And unfortunately, we lost him on October 16th of this year, just a few weeks ago. Very, very sad. He passed away with bleeding on the brain. And how all that happened is he had a studio in his house, and he actually took a tumble, fell, bumped his head, and that's how it all started. And he went downhill pretty quick from what I read. He was on a ventilator, he was on life support, and his family finally just, you know, because his health was not improving, they decided to take him off life support. And when they did that, Frehley died in Morristown, New Jersey at the age of 74, several hours after the life support was stopped. And that is very, very sad for me and so many other fans of Kiss. And I know it's been a minute since I have talked about this, the Embassy Carolina Beach. This big fancy Embassy Suites that supposedly might be coming to town. Well, I just seen some news here recently about it, and I noticed they got this sign right here. Right here, Town of Carolina Beach, public notice. Planning plus zoning happens on 10/9. Well, all that passed, it seems, and everything's going ahead as usual. And the next thing is town council meeting, where they're going to take another step to getting this whole project up and going. Now, some people are very worried when you make, you know, something like this. When you build something like this and you pour all this concrete, when it comes to the engineering side of things, there's one big problem with this, and that is runoff. Rainwater, runoff is going to be more of a problem. Why? Because rain can't soak into concrete. So I can understand why some people here in the town that I've spoke to are a little worried. They're a little worried about this. It's not just the footprint of this place and the amount of people that's going to be, you know, staying here, and that's going to crowd a little bit more. But rain runoff is definitely going to be a big thing, and I'm very interested on how this affects the already flooding Canal Drive right over here. Canal Street, Canal Drive. This area over here floods a lot already. So how's it going to affect that? Really curious to know that. But all that being said, we'll see. Time will tell. And I just want to give you a quick little update about the Embassy Suites. Okay, so I don't mean to jump around too much today, but as you can see, I've made my way down here to the Kure Beach Pier, the fishing pier. Thought we would kind of take a little walk out to the Misfit sign, kind of check out the crowd levels here on the pier here toward the end of October. See what people are catching. And then we're going to wrap our video up. As you can see, it's fish time. And right here is what we are catching today. Whiting, croaker, blues, and pompano. Okay, I've made my way out here onto the pier, and it is quite breezy here. Much breezier here, weirdly enough, than it is at Carolina Beach out there in front of the boardwalk. But my goodness, look at the congregation of fishermen out here on the pier. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I mean, the water line is right there, and there's people this far down toward the water line. It was not like this a couple weeks ago, so the fishing must be really good. So there is quite the crowd out here today doing some fishing. A lot of young folk out here fishing. And I do notice anytime you have like a lot of wind like this and a lot of current, a lot of drift, sometimes your weight, your anchor that, you know, anchors down your line will actually sink down in the sand, and you'll think you have something and you won't. You'll just be like sunk down in the sand. You got to really pull at the bad boy to get it to come up. But I just seen that happen like 3 times. I stopped and looked, and I was like, oh, these people are going to really reel in something monstrous, but nah, they were just sunk down in the sand. So that's always a real bummer. Oh, this young man here got him a little fish, very small fish right there. That's awesome. Really cool. Maybe we'll see somebody catch a monstrous one as we walk out through here. I remember about a month ago I was out here and this guy caught a really nice pompano. I'm here to tell you that wind, it is cold out here. My nose is froze. I got my hands in my pockets trying to keep my fingers a little bit warm. But we have made it to the end of the pier, all the way to the Misfit sign. And right there it is. And it is quite breezy. I mean, that wind is really whipping. Even the birds are struggling to fly. They're just walking around. And it's that good wind out of the north. That's when it's really cold, as you see the cloth up there that's tied to the light pole. It is blowing straight backwards. You know, if we turn around, we look this direction back toward Carolina Beach, that is due north right there. And that is the way the wind is blowing from, is that direction. Okay, so I think that will pretty much complete our walk out the Kure Beach fishing pier. It is very crowded. Not catching a whole lot of fish though, because that one gentleman did tell me that he ain't catching no fish. He's just catching a cold. I wonder if the people down here on the on the beach itself, the surf fishermen, I wonder if they're having any more luck, any better luck. Huh. Well, that will pretty much do it for me today. Thank you so much. As the birds are flying by, whoa, look at them go. Wow. Yeah, the wind said get back. They're gonna take 5 and go up there and land on the rooftop of the pier house and think about that plane. That didn't work out too well. That's where they actually flew from, and then the wind just said, you're gonna turn around and go back where you belong. So it is pretty windy. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next video. Y'all stay safe out there. Hope to see you all again soon. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say I wish all these good folk out here on this pier the best of luck moving forward through their day. Hopefully the fish are really gonna start biting soon, because I feel your pain. I've done this right here, this move where you're out here in the cold, in the wind, and you're just wanting to fish.